So if you've always wanted a car that can do everything, I mean everything, how about go 174 miles per hour? Or just drive this thing in full electric mode. Or, you can even handle some twisty roads, right? Because it's a wagon. It's low to the ground. It's got a low center of gravity. And hey, it's tuned by AMG. And oh yeah, by the way, maybe you want to be able to haul your whole family around and all their crap in the back, right? You can do everything in this car. And of course, all that stuff is great, but it wouldn't do any good if the car didn't look good, right? So yeah, this checks off that box as well. Actually when this new E-Class first came out, I wasn't too sure about this design, because of these kind of squishy, rounded headlights. It kind of looked like they were leaning too much towards, the all-electric EQ models. But I don't know, somehow it's like the more I look at this design, the more I like it. I mean, it's still got this very big, large, imposing Mercedes grille up front, right? And this is kind of a cool detail, actually, these little crescent shapes that they put into the headlight, right, for the daytime running light. And then, of course, you got, with this being an AMG, you got the huge corner intakes for the air curtains, the intercoolers, all that stuff. And yeah, it's just got a very muscular, boss-like look to it, doesn't it? And then, of course, this being the wagon. Wow, this profile looks incredible with this short overhang and the long wheelbase, right? That kind of rear-wheel drive look to it. Although this thing is all-wheel drive, isn't it? It's just that engine, yeah, they can push that engine all the way back. And it really gives it this elegant, swept-back look to it, doesn't it? I just love the way this greenhouse just kind of falls off. And, I think typically wagons, they don't look as good as the sedan versions, but I don't know. This thing looks incredible. I think it looks just as good. It might even look better. And of course, at the rear, we get these new, again, when I first saw these taillights, I thought it was kind of cheesy with these like Mercedes logo inspired lights, but I don't know, they do, hey, they do look pretty cool. They got like this three-dimensional like bubble abstract effect to it, right? And of course, the quad exhaust tips. And it's not just that. It's not just that. Like, look at the size of these tires, right? I mean, that's really how you know if a car is packing some serious performance, right? I mean, these things are monsters. And of course, on the inside here, yeah, you're going to get all the cargo space that you pretty much get in a mid-size SUV, right? But this is something that you can drive enthusiastically, to say the least. And, you might be saying to yourself, well, I heard, these new AMG models are no good. Well, yeah, that's, some of the lower end models, like in the C-Class, they're putting that 4-cylinder, right? Not in this thing. Not in this thing. So, no, you're not getting the old V8, but you're still getting a straight 6 here, right? Which is a great engine layout. Turbocharged, and then, yeah, of course, this is a plug-in hybrid now, isn't it? And so that's an additional 161 horsepower. And so all in on this thing, 577 horsepower. So this thing's still going to launch like a rocket. And for those of you that are, skeptical on, a hybrid or plug-in hybrid, you think about it, it just makes so much sense, especially when they compare it with a decent motor like this inline 6. We don't want little 4-cylinders, do we? So yeah, think about it, the V8, yeah, I mean, the rumble, there's a lot to like there, but when you're driving that thing at slow speeds, you're basically just guzzling gas and you're not even really getting anywhere, are you? So yeah, with this plug-in hybrid, by the way, it's 28 kilowatt hour battery, so good size. They're saying like almost 40 miles of all EV range, if you want to do that. But realistically, especially in a performance car like this, a performance wagon, you're going to want to probably use it here and there, right? But there's so many situations where actually EV mode makes so much sense. Like when you're driving in a downtown area, congested, low speeds, right? Or even just like a big parking lot or a parking garage, in fact. And that's really like, hey, if you got a big V8 under the hood, you're going to use like half a gallon of gas just to get up to the top of the parking garage. Whereas in this thing, you can just put it in EV mode, not even use a drop of gas, right? And then even better, On the way down, you recharge the battery. And yeah, you know, if you wanted to do the whole trip in EV mode, actually you can. They're saying this thing will go up to 87 miles per hour in EV mode. So you can get on the freeway with this thing. But remember, you're only going to have 161 horsepower in the EV mode. So, hey, good luck merging onto the freeway. Now, you might be saying to yourself, you know, this thing sounds great. But are there any downsides? Well, yeah, I mean, you do get this tech-heavy, screen-heavy, you know, buttonless interior. Well, okay, there's actually, this is kind of weird. There's a lot of nice physical buttons on the door panel. A couple down here, too. So, I don't know, but then in the center stack, it's like everything's through the screen, you know? They do give you some of these hotkeys, but yeah, there's definitely no dials for the climate control. And it looks like you'd have to be like a NASA engineer to operate this steering wheel. I mean, there's stuff, hey, there's stuff all over this thing. But, you know, I guess that's the age we're in, isn't it? This is the digital age. These pedals look really cool too. But what I do like is that you can get this center screen in just the center screen. You don't have to go for like the full hyper screen package where you get, you know, basically it extends all the way over here with a bunch of, you know, gloss black, piano black as well. So in fact, you get this nice wood trim there, as you can see. And this detail I'm not so sure about. So it's kind of a cool effect, isn't it? It's like this AMG logo is backlit behind the wood. I mean, look at this. You can see the grain of the wood through it. I don't know. I'd have to see it in person, right? I mean, it could look really cool. It could look kind of cheesy. But, yeah, I do love the graining on that wood. And, of course, this being a Mercedes, you can spec this interior pretty much however you want. You know, there's a million different colors and color combinations that you can get. And, yeah, you know, the ambient lighting is nice as well. But another thing I just wanted to mention here real quick is, you know, since this thing is a plug-in hybrid, some of you guys might actually be cross-shopping this thing with a full EV, right? Like a performance EV sedan or something. And one thing I would say is, you know, if comfort is high on your list, that's where a plug-in hybrid like this is going to have a huge advantage because the battery pack's behind the rear seat somewhere, right? It's not all the way across the bottom of the floor area like in EVs. And so basically, you know, what happens is, you know, where you put your feet, the floor is high in an EV, especially in like a sedan or wagon, right? Because you can't have the roof be too high because then it would kill, you know, the aerodynamic efficiency. It would kill the center of gravity, right? So you got to keep the roof low, but then, yeah, the battery pack raises the floor up. And so, you know, what happens, right, is when you sit in these things, your knees are like up in your face, right? Because your knee goes like that, and there's your kneecap, and then your foot can only go down here, right? So, yeah, this being a plug-in hybrid, it doesn't have batteries under the floor, under the footwell area, right? So your foot can really sink down in there, and you get a more natural seating position. And lastly, you know, hey, if your wife won't let you get the sports car of your dreams, and you kind of want to have this wagon have the personality of a sports car, at least as much as it can, you can go crazy with the options here. I mean, you know, this thing's probably going to start around 90,000 US. You know, this interior here is probably more like 150, right? And yeah, they'll actually have these kind of like racing bucket inspired, you know, with the pass-throughs, AMG branded bucket seats, carbon fiber. And yeah, I guess you can actually option in the full hyperscreen setup as well if you wanted to do that. And this is the Edition 1. So this one's got yellow accents, yellow stitching, you know, suede headliner, all that stuff. The only thing is, they kind of bundle this with this graphics package on the outside, which to me just totally kills the look of this thing. You know, I mean, really the appeal with this thing is that it's so stealthy, isn't it? It just kind of flies under the radar. But again, I don't know. Maybe you used to have like a Porsche with racing stripes or something on it, right? So I don't know. Maybe you might find this appealing.